UK, or it's a longer trip back to Europe.
Man, I mean, you guys saw the chat there. Kino said, but my Monty is bad. Why'd you ban it? And that's the thing, I think, if you're M80, if you're any team up against, if you're Wolves round.
It looked like they wanted an engagement over towards blue again. There's been some reluctance on Wolves to take that fight as a set of logic bombs go off and smokes tossed out from Bibu 2 towards the front of Laundry. Things will go fast and furious, but it's all M80 at the moment as Mowgli picks up the lone kill for Wolves. Spoit outdueled by Pillar. It's Deadshot and Mowgli being rebuffed every step of the way. Deadshot is good enough for one kill, but it's all up to Mowgli, who gets slaughtered as he walks through elbow in the first round.
No longer that big tower focus. There's going to be a dining kitchen-oriented push, but without the buck. So with the Callens, he's kind of removed from action here. They got to walk up a staircase, fish for a kill with, I was going to say Ina grenades, but Ina doesn't have grenades any longer. So that's not going to happen.
And there's an engagement down below as Iconic attempting to get back towards security. He's outdueled by Deadshot. Shinka dies at the hands of Diaz. These teams right now both chasing that same numbers advantage, but it's eluding both of them as there are trades aplenty. Kino, who'd done some damage to Mowgli earlier, will get engaged yet again as Deadshot posts up on top of White Stairs, narrowly missing out on the Azabi and pulling back at the wrong moment. Nearsighted for but a second as Gomez and P4 pick up a kill apiece. Again, we are at these even numbers with 30 seconds remaining. Kino and Deadshot chasing each other, but it's Diaz to die, and down goes Kino as well. Wolves will answer back in every single round quite comfortably without having to change up the setup and the lineup you bring. Same with Ying, of course, but M80's opting to go with something completely different. Mowgli walks in with all the confidence in the world as that EE1D goes, but this is the world of M80 at the moment. As Spoit gets the first pick, Gomez immediately follows up, and with a minute off the clock, Wolves have bared their teeth, but ultimately been bested in combat.
Where's the follow-up though? I mean, this time it's Deadshot's turn. He goes solo, he sprints past the corner, he dies as well, and no one's nearby! They're outside the building, outside the window, outside the small tower.
And Spoit has case control as well at the bottom of White. Pings it as he's got follow-up with the smoke, an operator that Kino knows quite well. It was absent from previous rounds. Now, what do you do with Wolves? What do you do? You've got one EE1D remaining and one Twitch drone. You got two smokes, but ultimately utility has evaporated for Wolves.
I mean, I know what you do here if you're Wolves. You lose the round. It's that simple. If you run face first in the building, solo, last two guys in the spawn, there's miscommunication somewhere.
Yeah, normally we talk about problem solving and the fact that you might have a utility set up, shields, ADS, and multiple things to burn and clear. At this point, Wolves only had people, and they just ran into them. And even then, they didn't do it together, so it's absolutely no surprise to see this.
Shinka gets baited in by a Legion Mine. He's down for the count, attempted to pull it out, but won't be able to do too much. Now it's Bibu, destroyed from main door as Kino unsheathes the SMG-11, gives M80
It's very simple, flash.
It is like, oh, buddy, listen, well, my this tier, I need an ADS tier. No, let's just gamble it.
It's also going to get Spoit flushed out of his position on Pillar as looks like P4 is itching for an engagement. 4 smokes on the side of Wolves as well, but M80's got the answer, and Spoit on the Warden. Down goes the shield. Bibu still without a kill. It's Gomez to fire away, but his vision's obscured at that point. Right now, bogged down in Freezer. Shinka's found himself over by Laundry, slaughtered by Gomez. Mowgli over by Pillar, looking for the Ella. Damage being done by Wolves, and now it's Kino to fall to Wolves with the advantage. Just over 30 seconds remaining and an adrenal surge, giving Deadshot and P4 a little bit more staying power. M80 will swing, and not to their advantage. Iconic on the smoke right now, finds himself trapped inside a cover. To get out, he's got some artillery. He can certainly fight his way out, but he reloads exposed to the bottom of Laundry stairs.
Tricks there, but it's already open, so it feels a little bit futile.
Maybe a bit late as Iconic guns down P4. One of those nuisance operators as Deadshot dies as well. Shinka the only kill so far for Wolves. We're half the round in, and I guess with this meeting bomb site, Wolves have decided, let's get in and hit it quite hard. Spoit dies as well from a similar position as now Bibu still searching for his first kill, won't get it. Gomez and Diaz doubling up. Over toward the blue was backed up by Spoit on the Warden last time. This time, same thing. And Spoit now tucked away in a spot affectionately referred to as Harry Potter beneath the stairs as he waits for one of the Wolves to come down from above. There goes a smoke from Bibu. maybe close off some of the line of sight over towards blue. Spoit with 2 big kills. Iconic cannot collect as Spoit dies to a nade from Deadshot, and now it's tons of gas being breathed in from Wolves. P4, Bibu, and Shinka now stacked up in similar spots as Shinka wants to creep in.
A bomb has been located.
Only 20 seconds left. Searching for a kill, but M80's not going to give it up. Not so easily. P4 is the cross held now. Bibu taken out. No kill in this half as it's a wraparound, but there's a kill coming in from P4 as Gomez gets 2. Gomez gets the final 3, and the streak finally happens. M80 wins rounds back.
I had to quote a couple of stats.
Okay.
I was hoping Wolves won that round because over the last 9 months that Wolves have played Oregon, they've had a dead 50% attack win rate.
Okay.
And they would have had it had they won the round, but no, it's gone a little bit imbalanced now.
Small change up here on both sides of the equation. M80 bringing a Ying, an operator we talked about, who escaped the ban phase. On the side of Wolves, an Oryx shows up, a Soulless shows up, a Capkin also on the board. This is a laundry supply defense, and you see how extensive this roam is from Wolves upstairs. Kino gets in, dies, Bibu, and Spoit goes down now, so the advantage for Wolves goes back, but P4 is being chased over towards laundry. Out go the Candelas, and P4 will have to swing for the fences, but Kino's good enough for a second. A 3v3 with the top 4 now seemingly in control for M80 as they'll go to war.
You know, when you see the basement defended, it's normally a lot of operators that facilitate. You know, you see in your Warden, you see in your Jaeger, your Wama. Yep. Basically anything that stops the things like the Ying, the Capital, the utility and the Turtle. So, interesting operator lineup, and it's a very interesting situation.
Might just hit it now. As Kino's got the Candela primed and ready, it'll get opened up, and there's one Candela to go over, but Kino looks the wrong way. Iconic for the follow-up, but that might be some friendly fire with those Candelas. Diaz eliminating Deadshot. Mowgli attempting a double. He can't do it, but Shinka might be able to. Tears through 2 players of M80, and now it's Shinka and Diaz in a 1v1. With Diaz taking some damage, Shinka just needs to wait with 30 seconds left. At opposite ends of the world at this point, Diaz unleashing the bees. The final canister will go out. And it now pushes Shinka into a position, but Diaz will attempt the fake out. Around the corner he goes. Back turned from Shinka, but Diaz reads into it so well. 3 in a row from M80, and they win their...
No one's even inside the house as of yet.
I'm curious as to where the execute's going to come from. I think it's going to have to be double window, white stars, and then 2 through Master and Trophy. But even then, Wolves have got the 5v4, as we're going to see Hard Breach coming in now. I think they're going to have to try and create some kind of pressure. Trap kills. Oh, that's also stopped the breaching, I think. I think it's also killed the Havana pellets. Oh, no, no, no.
I think it had. Yep. Oh my god, that's actually the bigger damage.
A disastrous fate that's befallen M80, but if they're anything, they're accurate with their guns. Gomez is the gridlock making a debut, but will be wary of too many angles. Shinka the final kill. The timeout from Wolves prevents M80 from moving
back to the bomb side, so you need to escort the layers. So Bibu's the first man line, he drops, he joins that shot, they fall back together. P4's alone small tower though.
Mowgli gets lead-off pick yet again. Spoit and Kino removed as the double T5s worked their magic. Iconic has also been downed as this is not going well for M80. Diaz, the only person left with a pulse. A minute 40 still on the clock, though Iconic is retrievable. But if you're Diaz, you have to be wary of where Wolves may be. They could simply bait out your recovery as he gets to Iconic in time.
Did he fall off the roof?
I honestly
think
not
he fell
sure.
off the roof.
He must have, because like, if somebody injured him, they would have confirmed the kill, right? Surely.
That's a little bit, yeah. I think what M80 tried to do there was try and find the gap, because obviously there's a big entry in terms of the roaming. Spoit tried it. He tried jumping in that green window on the Dokkaebi call, and it was kind of 3-2-1 mini execute to get somebody through the gap and into sight. It's not played out. I think Mowgli had a very good read into that's where Spoit would come from. Obviously got the entry kill.
I also like the fact that the second they got those kills, 4 members fight to side, and it's just 1 member roaming right now. It's P4.
P4 was getting their attention over towards white. Both players from M80 bogged down, trying to figure out where he may be. Iconic going down Freezer as Diaz watches from above. They're still wasting a lot of time. Iconic meets his fate at the hands of Mowgli, and now it's Diaz. Try and stop a flawless round. Wolves have been looking better and better since this time out. They've got some confidence, and honestly, pivotal player to do this.
it's all on. This site and both of the meeting sites have an upstairs execute and then a site execute. So it's all on a round whether M80 win this upstairs execute. They started off well.
And the attackers get on the board first, though. Kino dies to Mowgli, and Shinka gets one as well. Mowgli, a huge two-piece. As Spoit eliminates Mowgli playing above. They'll need to follow up on it. Spoit has access to the diffuser. Will have to link up with Gomez at some point. Bibu, who broke that goose egg, now looking for more than a single kill. Positioned over by stage. Gomez nearsighted before flashing on down and will now start himself over towards Attic. Spoit getting the confirm onto Mowgli. Still holding that diffuser. Both players from M80 low on HP, and that is frightening.
They got soft lock control, but they don't have any soft breach, right? The RAM is down, Kino's down, and has secondary soft breach gadget, so they got the mini execute correctly done, arguably. They got what they wanted, but they can't do anything with it now, so they've also just walked down the staircase.
There's a flash, but Gomez almost does it to himself. As nobody from Wolves is really itching for an engagement, and why bother? You've got the clock working in your favor. Spoit to drop the hatch as Gomez is near white stairs. Spoit goes in. Both members of M80 wiped out.
I'm not going to expect that, so yeah, I hope they test that execute.
Just trying to buy time with the bees now inside a trophy as there's a vault on in from Gomez. Mowgli the first pick yet again. He's been phenomenal finding those openings, but he doesn't have more than a single kill. As Diaz will outduel him with just a little over a minute to go. The Azami at this point has likely got down most of those keeper barriers. You are a gun and a good gun at that. That's really all you're going to be able to provide value-wise. There's dead shots to the action. Kino and Diaz dead inside a bedroom as Gomez the top of white stairs, languishing in that position. He's got his hands full, and it's Wolves to win yet another and move from that.
He's going to be your man to watch these guys.
Mowgli's ready for it. Over towards blue. His attention is towards backstairs as well as towards blue. The bees will go off. Bibu on the board first. Mowgli in as well. Gomez dropped an adrenal surge maybe to get him back up. No, that's not the answer. Wolves cleaning house at the moment. The round is still going, but we have for some reason lost the feed, and that's it. P4 gets it. What a confusing end, but ultimately it goes in Wolves' favor, I guess.
With a slight momentarily, of course. And you kind of want to be in their face. You want to challenge the attackers and the entries. The thing is, we'll start on attack again. So they're going to start on their quote-unquote weaker side and kind of have to like make a couple rounds happen, get that 2-4.
Did you not see the drone just sitting there right in front of Gomez? He's completely blind to it. Taking a bunch of damage and just some, not necessarily bad gun skill, but lack of confidence there. The remainder of Gomez fought from dead shot. A swing from Iconic still in this position, but Mowgli's good enough for a second. His adrenal surge as well, helping the rest of the team. And now it's Kino lined up, looking for single taps towards that office door. He's not going to hit anything just yet. There's the ace that you spoke of. Now working to open up the office wall. This is a kitchen defense. Yet M80's extension still upstairs. Both Kino and Spoit were in a similar spot, which means that the bomb site is technically free for the taking. Down goes Kino to Mowgli. His action is unpredictable. Spoit battling not just a refresh rate and all the stutters, but his aim as well as Mowgli dies. And there's 3 remaining for Wolves as they can barnstorm towards the bomb site. Spoit will use one of the 8 impacts that were available to open up a line of sight, but it's Bibu to do something. Previous round playing as the Castle's on a far more important and active role this time as Solus. And Kino from above over by Chimney, out-dueling P4 and flicking on to Bibu, but it's the upside-down repel that now he needs to contend with. Safe harbor found behind that Kiba barrier inside of Library. His Deadshot might have another opportunity, and he indeed finds it. Down goes Kino, he'll need to crawl away. This could be secured if Wolves can drone it out. A nade will go in instead. Oh no! And Shinka gets the kill before Mowgli destroys him with his own nade. My, that's not ideal.
It was a nice bounce, but it went in the wrong direction, so it takes out his teammate instead, and all of a sudden that 3 versus 4 becomes a 2 versus 4, and the plan can't quite be covered any longer, so Wolves, they gotta pick up the pieces and go for kills instead.
Oh, yeah, you've got to just try and force your way into sight, and there you go.
Nook of Deadshot, primed with the grenade, it sails out, the jig will be up, it goes off, but nobody's to be found as now it's Kino tussling over towards blue and might be able to prevail in an engagement. as there goes a gas canister, and he's thwarted by Bibu on stairs. Deadshot's in the middle of the site, boys, and he takes down Iconic before looking towards Connector. Diffuser is in as well in the hands of Shinka, but it's Spoit on the play. Goes undiscovered, putting all those bullets in the P90 to good use. A prolonged engagement with P4, now tasked with dealing with this Mowgli not too far off. A grenade goes down, but Spoit's dancing around all of them. Mowgli slaughtering him. Numbers holding steady for Wolves at the moment as an adrenal surge gives them just a bit more staying power. They've got to get that diffuser down at some point. That Oregon map was not defined by exec play at all, no objective play. So, what do you do next? What's the next step with 45 seconds remaining?
You reset, right? You want to get the numbers back here, get people in the right positions, blue stairs, fireplace stairs, and breach. And I don't know if you want to just go for a shot plant, because you can't cover everything here.
The big problem is there's a bulletproof in sight. Looking at the breach, they can see exactly what they're doing, feeding that information to the two defenders. And that's going to allow them to choose their play carefully.
Final 30 seconds, Mowgli very active walking in. Gomez has something to say about that. You'll need perfect protection, but Shinka gets off the plan and takes matters into his own. And then it's plugged up by a Akiba barrier. So instead, Shinka will now look towards that wine component of the map. Gomez dies as again Mowgli gets there first. How many first bloods does this man have? Through both of these maps, it must be a very impressive tally.
I'm liking this from Wolves in terms of their attention to detail. Instead of hitting sight directly, they've actually gone and they've hunted one of the roamers. They found Gomez. Spoit is still left alive, but they feel that they can use the numbers to now hit sight by the looks of their positions.
Yeah, they're changing the pace, right? They go fast, they go slow, they go for the direct, they go for the roam click, etc. They're always giving a big guess as to what's the next step going to be. And sure, Iconic, he's got this position ready as well. Spoit's got the vertical control. And Wolves, they're going to be slow in this round, but they've already bought themselves an early advantage. They can just hold on to that for a bit longer and force it further in the round. They might just run away with it.
And there's Candelas to go off towards Trench Door. P4 not far removed. Iconic has not been droned out. He can outduel Bibu quite well. There goes a Candela too. But Iconic's got to rotate back into the site. He'll take advantage of that, getting away with his life still intact. While this action is happening down on the bottom floor, Spoit has free roam upstairs. And as Deadshot is stopped by this gas, it will buy Spoit even more time to get back in to assist his team. As it stands with 40 seconds left, both teams sitting at 4 members apiece. Utility being used. Nade from Deadshot claims Kino's soul, and here's Spoit to be the wild card on blue. Seeing one tearing through them, he's good enough for 2 with Diaz as well. Shinka now in a familiar position. He did so well in the previous round from this spot, but there's just too many targets for him to point. Nomad rising, Gridlock rising, and Finka has been the star of the show. Her pick rate is back where she seemed to be in the LMG meta. What is going on, Spoit? Well, they do know now. It's an absolute mess inside a bathroom with Mowgli again getting the leadoff pick, and it's 2 for his trouble. A third there as well. 8 kills so far, and we're not even finished the 5th round. They've reduced M80 to just Iconic and Diaz, as Diaz will retake and have Iconic sitting inside of this kitchen site all alone.
I mean, this really is a Mowgli go kill scenario. I thought he didn't know about the bathroom player in the top. He walked in, pre-fire, bang, flick door, bang, third guy office, bang. All of a sudden, the top vault is gone. And you said, Jack, if you play this top vault with vertical control, you got a clear top and you get side, and they got everything right now.
Not a single HP of damage, by the way. That was his first fingerstim used, but he was on full HP before then. That's an incredible play by Mowgli.
Last logic bomb will go off with just a little over a minute to go. And how about a 4K?
Mowgli trying to go the same kind of take, but they're not committing to it fully.
They should plant now.
I thought so too.
They've got the position. They've moved the warden out of position as well.
Perfect.
There's the first kill, and guess who it is? It's Mowgli. Only one for him, though, as Iconic is on the board as well. Is this the first time that we've seen the diffuser get planted between these squads? And M80 is winning in the post plant so far. They've reduced Wolves in numbers. Bibu, long range outside. He'll be heading back through the lobby as there's P4 sitting in back bar at the moment. Down goes Bibu. Shinka still posted up on the window, not too far removed from the diffuser. And P4, a reflex test that Gomez wins. It's all up to Shinka as there's a run out to gain his attention. Spoit killing time admirably. Iconic dies, Gomez on it. What is Shinka doing? Oh my god!
Wolves. And then all of a sudden, M80, well, they get the back for this. Sure, they spend some utility, but they build a massive lead numbers.
So it is T5's leading the way, and why not? Even a baby could hit those shots. It's a good rate of fire, relatively good damage, low recoil. Mowgli with the first pick, Bibu followed up. Kino taking Mowgli out of action, as now Bibu will litter the way back through the bottom floor with a trail of very poisonous breadcrumbs. Lesion will scamper off, low HP, one goo mine remaining. Final 30 seconds. This is not a bomb site upstairs, and it's not in the basement either. It's Bar Gaming. Kino preps the smokes, ready to obscure the vision of these defenders. M80 already falling behind on their map, but they're looking to ride what they hope to be the favorable side. Down goes Spoit, looking for a follow-up as Kino trudging through the smoke, reduced to nothing by P4. Nade primed and ready from Gomez now, as Deadshot will lose those track stingers in front of him. Playing to die at this point, Kino will gladly reward him on that journey. Bibu rocking that Vitality skin, a nice sight to see on the MPX above. Z and Shinka will need to clutch out, but right now M80 have fired themselves up in this round. And if they can find Shinka, they'll do so flawlessly. That's exactly it.
You can't stay on Cyclo's Diffuse on the table. Main breach is opened up already. Sure, you got a mirror window, but again, once they go into Fireplace, that's going to get opened up. You have nowhere to play on the side besides blue, really, or the pillar. So I like this flank at 10, but yeah, Iconic's holding it.
There's speculation that the fuse might not be much of an influence on this round, while a single cluster charge was used to draw out Bibu from Kitchen, who was looking to retake main stairs, or main floor rather. Can't get it done. Instead, it's a sight hit from M80 with those cluster charges still available. And the cojones on Gomez, as he'll now force some of these defenders out of their position. As that cluster charge cuts through the reinforcement on Wine Wall, flashes aplenty to go on in. Gomez following up. Down goes P4. Gomez dies to Mowgli. Shinka still in this same spot. Mowgli to the rescue. Bibu in on it as well. Time running out. Mowgli with the sidearm. And Spoit dies to Bibu. That's match point for Wolves!
Haven't done it hundreds of times like other default strats, so they kind of got caught by surprise there and they didn't have the time to, as you said, problem solve around it.
And there go the Candelas now as the assault will come on the Solarium windows. Spoit firing through to capitalize off of these marks, finding a goo mine on the way in. P4 strikes first, Mowgli dies shortly thereafter. Both teams losing one in this initial fray. 50 seconds off of the board. M80 looked quite eager to take an engagement. Wolves seemingly greeting them, wanting to do the same. Neither team walks away with a major benefit, but Mowgli being down is huge. Yep. Even if you have lost the Ying on M80, I think this is a big win for the attackers.
Well, I agree. I think a lot of people will say, okay, you got the Ying, gotta stay alive to the bomb side. But I think you can use Ying in two ways. Sure, one is the side, but secondly, you can use it for the room clear. So I think in this scenario, it was a worthwhile trade for M80. It's a Kino for Mowgli trade and a Ying for Asami trade.
I was just about to say this drone's really important because Deadshot's in a position that defenders can catch attackers out, which is by the office, by the desk there. And there it is. I don't know if the drone necessarily saw that he was so close to the window. P4 has also picked up the drone on the back of that.
There's an adrenal surge to go out, but Deadshot's holding this position, traded off as Iconic himself. The self-styled Batman will walk in with P4 not too far away. Down goes Bibu. P4 waiting to pop on up, but his patience might be rewarded. The last two players in close quarters. There's one for P4 as he falls away. Spoit with just a tiny portion of HP, staring down his former region. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Major champion on Koi, but now in major trouble, as it's him in a 1v2. Shinka, who clutched earlier, and P4 both holding court on this bomb site. Spoit has diffuser, so at least the objective is in his hands, but the time will soon not be. Only 30 seconds remaining. And Wolves know that they only need to do one thing. Wait, that's it. The round ends, they win, M80 goes home. These are the stakes. And as Spoit tries fruitlessly for an opening, nobody on Wolves will give him that. Playing against the Black Mirror as now Spoit walks in. Wolves can easily line him up, and they get him on the cross! P4 with the final kill. Wolves survive a scare, and with a 2-0 victory, Wolves stay alive. M80 goes home.
They don't just survive, they actually impress.